So our next speaker today is Bill Craig Griffith. He's a buddy of mine, and he's also a motivational speaker, a coach, a teacher. He helps people using mindfulness to live the best version of themselves. I'm so glad to have you here today, Bill, and also to have you as an MC. Thank you, man.
Thanks, Curtis. Awesome. Hey, thank you guys. Appreciate you so much. I love being here. Love having the opportunity to talk to anybody and everybody. My students range from 8 years old to 80. And I think I love them all equally. And, you know, as parents, we probably say that and we're like, actually, you know, I kind of like the middle child a little better. But I honestly do feel like I've been reborn in the same life, being able to teach mindfulness. As I was telling the group earlier, I used to be a football coach, and I was a real typical male, you know, very rigid, very impatient, addicted to nicotine and pills and alcohol and marijuana. Man, I did it all, every one of them. I was addicted to it, no question, because that's what I decided. I thought, well, I'm an alcoholic. Dad's an alcoholic. Grandpa's an alcoholic. Why not? Just pick your poison, right? Find a group, jump right in. Whatever. So through this process of finding mindfulness and a new passion of life, I just feel like I'm here to give people information and sell them on how powerful they can be. Because at 40 years old, I was able to change my life. If I can get into people's subconscious mind, if I can get into their autonomic nervous center, the thing that's keeping us alive, I know it's a biological law, they will change. Plain and simple. So I'm going to give you a lot of information to sell you on how powerful you can be. So as we do that, I am a football coach at heart. So when it comes down to life, there's three basic things. We got stance, we got alignment, and we got assignment. Okay? In your stance right now, stance, eyes up. Okay, just making sure you're paying attention. Okay. Stance is just going to be sitting up straight in your chair. Okay? Sitting up straight, and that means align your spine to the divine. Breathe in, open up your heart, and know everything happens at the perfect time. Okay? I don't know if I'm going to rhyme any more than that, but so that's your stance, okay? And our alignment, the assignment's going to be a breathing exercise, what I call 21st Century Tumo. So Tumo is an ancient practice from the Tibetan monks that has been passed on for years and years and years. As we've talked about, Wim Hof repackaged, redid the Tumo breathing meditation, which means inner fire, okay? I call it 21st Century Tumo because what happens in the 21st century? When? Now. No, yesterday. Right now. Give it to me. I don't have 11 minutes. I don't have 30 minutes. I want it now. So what I've done is just experiment with it to do some deep breathing. I'm going to walk you through it. We're going to take 10 deep breaths. And as we do that, all my breathing exercises are in through the nose and out the mouth. Why in through the nose? Japanese research and studies shows that rats that were trying to get through a maze that had their nose plugged up were not growing neurons, were not growing nerve cells in their brain, and they took twice as long to get through the maze than their nostril breathing friends. So if you're a mouth breather, I feel sorry for you. Okay? Let's breathe through the nose. Let's get some neurons. Let's get some brain cells working, right? Okay, you with me?
Get with you. Let's go.
Okay, here we go. So what we're going to do is 10 breaths, and I'm going to walk you through it, in through the nose and out the mouth, okay? And just think about, and I'll count it out with you, as you breathe in and out like a wave, okay? Bring it in through the nose and out the belly, and just think of a wave, just going through all through your body, all right? And as we get to the 10th one, I'm going to let you know, I want you to breathe in from the belly, and then breathe in from the solar plex, and then through the heart or to the throat. And as you really get that third one in on the 10th breath, I want you to roll your eyes up, roll it up, and try to get as many breaths as possible, and then blow it all out. And as you blow it all out, I want you to blow it out a little bit more, and a little bit more. So I'll walk you through it. You guys look like, what the hell is this guy doing? Right? We're going to do this real quick. 21st Century Tumo, you ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. Through the nose, out the mouth. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And as you breathe in through your belly. Breathe in through your solar plex. Breathe in through your throat. Roll the eyes up, roll the eyes up. Roll it up, roll it up. And then breathe out. Breathe out, breathe out, breathe out. As you get it all out, can you get a little bit more? Can you get a little bit more out? Can you breathe a little bit more? A little bit more? Push yourself a little bit. Now breathe all the way in. One more time. Just hold it for 10 and 9 and 8 and 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release and relax. All right. Show of hands. Do you feel a little bit more relaxed?
Oh, yes.
Did that take about a minute? That's what I'm talking about. These easy breathing exercises. It doesn't matter, like I said, if I'm working with somebody that's 8 or 80, that's what we do. I get them to breathe right away. If we're talking mindfulness, we're about to meditate, we're about to go on a run, teach them lifting. It's all about the breath, first and foremost. So if we can really think about our breath, we're going to slow down the waves in our brain. Okay? It's going to create space between thoughts. Because we get how many thoughts a day? 60 to 70,000 thoughts per day. Deepak Chopra, he said 68,000. So Deepak's pretty smart. So 68,000 thoughts per day. 90% of those thoughts are what? The same as the day before. Right. So if we can get some breath in between the thoughts, have some new thoughts that are coming from the cosmos, God, right? That's a scientific fact. Why do I say that? We're getting into the brain now, okay? We are downloading information all the time. Max Planck Institute had a study. It's kind of creepy, kind of cool, however you want to look at it. I think it's cool. So they hooked up the brain scans. They hooked the people up to these machines, and they had a box in the left hand, a box in the right hand. And they said, just, pick one or the other. That's all they have to do. Just back and forth. Doesn't matter. Okay? So the brain was hooked up to the computer. The computer said it could read the decision 7 seconds in the brain before the person actually hit the button. 7 seconds before we actually made the decision. So what does that mean? Get on your surfboard. Start riding the wave. Be in front of the wave. Know that consciousness is coming into our system, and don't let the wave crash over you. Be on front of the wave. Be on front of, your business life, your relationships. Don't let it crash down on you. So as we think about that, I'm not a surfer. I just want to make sure we can understand the wave that's coming in. It's all energy. And what are we here to do? We're here to raise the energy. With me? Yes. Okay. So the brain is just matter. Consciousness is how we really interact, and that's how we're alive. Without consciousness, the brain is just nothing. Absolutely nothing. So it's football season. Maybe an analogy with football would help when we talk about consciousness, the brain, and the body. So let's say consciousness is the head coach, right? And then as we get into the brain, we've got neurotransmitters that talk to each other. Those neurotransmitters, let's say they're the quarterback. You with me still?
Yep.
Okay. Then we got neuropeptides. What are neuropeptides? The running back. They're sending the chemical message from the neurotransmitters down to the body. You still with me?
Yes.
Yep.
Just because I'm saying neuro stuff doesn't mean we have to, right? You're still good, right?
Football helps.
Football, yeah, you see it, right? Football's an easy game. Coaches make it hard. Okay. So the consciousness, the coach, he's like, hey, start running the damn football. Okay, that's typically what the head coach does. He wants to run the ball, just bleed the clock, get out, go home. Okay, so the neurotransmitter gives the football, down to the running back. Neurotransmitter goes to the body to deliver the signal of what the mind and the body or what the brain was just thinking. So the chemical message, the neurotransmitter goes down to the body, and what's the body do? Oh, okay, that's a feeling of joy. That's a feeling of love. I'm going to send, as the body, a message back up to the brain to give me more consistent thoughts pertaining to that chemical messenger. Does that make sense? Yeah. So thinking creates feeling, feeling creates thinking. It's back and forth. They keep running the football back and forth to each other, back and forth, back and forth. So think about this. If we're continually stressed out, thinking about our coworker, our enemy, because they're the worst, right? We keep in this thinking, feeling loop. What are we doing to our body? We're sending these chemical messengers down to our body, and they're getting stored in our body. How do we get rid of them? How do we get rid of these things that are stored into our body? Breath. That's why breath work is huge for me. That's one of the biggest transformational work I think is out there. That's what I teach. I teach a lot of different breath works in my workshops, in my one-on-one coaching, to get those neurotransmitters that aren't feeding us anymore. They're the chemical reaction from our environment. So if we can get those out through breath, through sweat, and urination. So keep drinking coffee, a little bit more water. But yeah, just flushing the system all the time. That's why I believe the diet is very huge. Yeah. Brandy, I know you know what I'm talking about with the diet. We love the good food. So anytime we can keep things healthy in our body, the mind-body connection is a real thing. And as we get into it and think about how we think and how we feel, creates what? Our personality. Dr. Joe Dispenza has done a great job in teaching this to people. How we think and how we feel creates a personality. Whoever personality we have in front of us, who's sitting in front of us here, your personality has created your personal reality. Does that make sense? Because thoughts are the language of the brain, feelings are the language of the body. So you, all of us are always electromagnetically broadcasting out into this field of intelligence, of love, to what? Bring back to whatever we are thinking and feeling. Neurotransmitters, neuropeptides, out into the field to bring it back. So if you are stressed out, whatever, all those lower level emotions that psychologists say that are normal emotions. No, those are altered states of emotion. It's our birthright to be happy. It's our birthright to be loving. It's our birthright to be goofy, right? Yep. Whatever it is. It doesn't matter, right? We can make a choice to be whatever we want, but we get programmed to be a certain way. Who's doing everything in their life they are right now that they wanted to when they were 5? Huh? Kind of. Well, good. We're on our way. We're getting there. So that's what I mean. We go through life and we just jump into different, programs of, this social group, okay, this social group, whatever it is. But now, with the scientific research, old spirituality, wisdom, that's been around for decades, centuries, on stone tablets. People have known about this, but now is the time where we can take this wisdom of the ancients and modern science to not only have wonderful conversations, but physically sit down and change the biology of your body. Change the neurochemical reactions in your brain. So physically, mentally, socially, everything is changing. So you're broadcasting the beauty that you are, the queen of consciousness, the king of consciousness. Be still and know that I'm God is real shit. Okay? That is what we're talking about. Being that powerful. Because we all are that unlimited. We all have that capability of creating our own life, but we just think, well, I just got to go to work from 9 to 5 and be miserable and, go home and drink my 6-pack. And I get that. I was there. But once we break through the illusion of the dream, and that's what the ancients used to call this. They called it the dreaming world because they understood the way they thought and the way they felt could create the life that they wanted. So, if you're at a stage in your life where you feel like, I feel pretty good about it, but I think I maybe want to, break through on an emotion, break through on a limitation. I believe every addiction that we have outside of our body is dealing with an emotion. Plain and simple. I told you at the beginning, I have beaten every kind of outside chemical of my body, you name it. Beyond, I never stuck a needle in my arm, but everything else I was addicted to. After I got over all this, and once I realized my true self, my higher self, I started to realize the hardest thing to break is the chemical addiction of emotions. That is the hardest part. That's why people don't change. They fall in love with the life they desperately want to change. That is plain and simple because adrenaline, cortisol, all these nasty addictions of these chemicals of stress, they get trapped into our body. We were talking about it earlier. Our body has energy centers throughout our body. They're called chakras in the ancient text, East Indian ancient text, Vedic text, The spinning wheels. They're the energy grid of the body. So what I do in my workshops, in my one-on-one coaching, I help people take cerebral spinal fluid from the base of their spine and flush their system all the way to the pineal gland to get all of that trapped emotion. All of that trapped emotion down in our lower three centers. Because these lower three centers, that's the human side of this. That's the animal, right? And, the good Lord made those three centers very pleasurable. It's fun to have sex. It's fun to procreate. Yeah, right? Who's with me? Woo! Yeah, okay. To digest a meal, it's fun to eat. Oh my gosh, even, have a cheat day, have a cheeseburger, some pizza. Oh yeah, right? That gets me fired up. And then our third center is, our will. That's, to survive through an environment. That's empowering. We all in this audience have one day said, you know what? I've had enough. I am not going to take this anymore. I don't care how long it takes. I don't care what my body's going to do. I don't care what anybody else says. I am making a change, and it's happening today, right here, right now. And that was your third center, right here in your solar plex. And as that energy continues to move up and you open up your heart, you start to feel love that it's unexplainable. When your heart opens up and you feel the love that our Creator has for you, you're not going to take your coworker seriously anymore. You're not going to talk to your ex the way you did when you got divorced. You're not going to yell at your kids. You're going to say, thank you. You're a divine master. Thank you for testing my patience. Once it gets to your fifth center, you start speaking your truths of life. You start talking about different things. You start talking about neural networks and blessed energy centers and different things of higher way of living, higher level of consciousness. You get to your pituitary gland and up through the cosmos, and you get more downloads. And that's what we're talking about, is being open to information. Because we are light beams of information, period. All science, all spirituality says it. But what do? We focus on the 0.0001% of matter, because we are spiritual beings having a human experience, 99.9999999% energy. Well, that's all we are. We're energy. We're just wearing masks. This is a suit, man. Not this. It's a suit. It's make it work. We're here for the show. Hey, how you doing? What's going on? I'm on my way back to Source, but I'm going to act like this guy for a while. Okay? So now I'm inviting you to change your program. Be whoever you want. Why not? We get this one time. Why not be our best self? Might be that 5-year-old kid again and just walk down the street and say, hey, what's wrong with that guy? He must be on drugs again. We got to drug test him. But all seriousness, if you guys want to make some major changes in your life or your staff, a corporation, it doesn't matter. I curtail my one-on-one coaching to all ages, to corporations, to teachers. I've worked with hospitals. I've worked with kids and teachers. I'm just open to help anybody and everybody that's open to information. BillKGriffith.com. Hit me up. Let's have a conversation. I love talking. I love helping. I'm here to serve. And we're here to heal.
That's right.
That's right.
If you're with me, say me.
Me.
Say what? Me?
Me.
Thank you guys. Appreciate your time. Love you all.